Man, what's that? I'm JAYARSON, I just jump about the Porch with Dirty Glove Bastard.
I'm in a mood, I'm pulling up, I'm dropping purple pickle. When I hit her from the back, she said it's nigga fish. When I smack.
All right, so we got JAYARSON off the porch with us today.
Right.
How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Can't complain. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're visiting us from New Orleans, man. What are you working on here in Atlanta?
Oh, man, really just doing a promo run, doing all my interviews I need to do, connecting with people I need to connect with, just preparing to be great. You know, if you don't make a plan, you'll plan to fail. So, you know, I try to strategically handle everything I gotta handle.
Real shit, man.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what part of New Orleans are you from?
Downtown.
Downtown. Okay.
Rubbing that 7. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, what's life like in New Orleans these days?
Man, life is crazy everywhere right now with this pandemic shit going on. I mean, with the kids going virtual school and all this crazy shit, and it's just different, man, because our culture really hurting from it because we second line. I don't know if y'all know what that is. Our culture rich being outside and Mardi Gras Indians, that's all year round. It's like a real religious, spiritual thing. And our culture really suffering from it because we don't concept stand inside. So it's been, I mean, a lot of people going through depression and shit from the shit, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's just been a different type of new. And it's crazy processing it, like, you know, like seeing motherfuckers walk down the street looking like Sub-Zero and shit. Like, yeah. And people really tweaking to go to the clubs and like people really like going through depression. And, you know, it's just crazy. Like, you know, I don't even know how to explain it, but I'm pretty sure life like that across the world right now. But New Orleans is definitely suffering from like anxiety of being trapped inside. Yeah. Well, everything we do, we party. We party when somebody die. We party when somebody born. Like, that's just what we do. It's in our DNA. So it's been hard. Yeah.
Has it slowed down the money since not too many tourists are coming out there?
Definitely, money's slow. I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure like New Orleans makes most of its money off of tourism. It's a tourism attraction city. Like our city's not that big. The population in the city probably like 400,000. Like, but you know, our spirit big, and money's slowing up. I got a few businesses that's suffering from it myself. So I could only nearly imagine the billions of dollars that's, you know, not coming into play because of the tourism. You know what I'm saying? I got a trucking company that's kind of suffering from it a little bit. You know, sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's not. So, you know, it's just a part of the emotions. I guess this new beginning and finding new hustles and just find another way to get to the bag. You know what I'm saying? And make it make sense. You feel me?
Yeah, definitely. All right, so how old were you when you first jumped off the porch?
Like literally jump off the porch. I probably was about 11.
Okay. When
I really first jumped off the porch and probably started getting involved in things that my mother probably definitely don't agree with. So I probably was like 11, and it was like definitely by force, by being a product of my environment. It wasn't more or less I was just this bad dude. It's just like, you know, or something like that. It was just more like survival, and the strongest survive where I'm from. Survival of the fittest. That's just what happened. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely try to make sure my kids don't indirectly get caught up in that same type of situation. Yep.
Yeah. What was one of the biggest life lessons you learned while growing up in New Orleans?
Your word. Like, your word is bond. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be real your whole life, and one time you be fake. And that, you know, that your word could cost you your life. You know what I'm saying? So like, honoring your word is probably the biggest thing I learned. Like, you know, I watch people get blown away from my face for not honoring their word. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the harsh lesson to learn as an adolescent, seeing that that something simple as your word, but that's really something really serious. You know what I'm saying? At the same time. So that's probably one of the biggest lessons that I learned. You know your word and mind your business.
Real shit.
Yeah.
All right, so you've been making music for a while.
Right.
You actually were selling mixtapes in middle school?
Yeah, in middle school I was selling mixtapes. Crazy. I probably was like the only guy like that at the time that was like, yeah, I'm a rapper. I'm gonna be a rapper. Like people laughed at me for that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm a rapper. Like, oh, you think you'll be a rapper? You know what I'm saying? Like, but all that shit was fuel to my fire for me to be here today, to like smirk at the aspect of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, but like, I really didn't start taking it serious until like I came home off a little jokes, and I really was like, man, I'm gonna really do this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna really go pursue it and try to get to a level that I'm a household name.
Yeah.
So.
Who were some of your musical influences?
Oh shit, man. God damn, that's a long list. Musical influences definitely I was influenced by my own city, of course. The hustle spirit of Baby, Brian Williams, and Master P. Like a lot of dudes probably was like, I want to rap like this dude. I always was like, I want to be like Baby and Master P. Like, you know, I remember seeing Baby come down the street on Canal Street. That's like the strip in New Orleans, like, you know, for Bayou Classic. And he had 30 cars. 30 cars, like, he had his entourage lined up, like, driving 30 of his cars. I probably was like, I was still in high school for sure. Like, seeing that shit, it just affected me differently. Like, I like never seen myself just being a rapper. I was like, yo, I'm gonna boss up like these dudes. But like, musically, on the Murder Cappy, my project, what I'm dropping, I basically tell you what I'm influenced by. Like, it's cats that from New Orleans that influence the whole culture that people don't know about, like Feli Phil on a national level. Like, he got a sound that a lot of nationwide people tapped into. You know what I'm saying? LOG, Pimp Daddy, UNLV, Partners in Crime, Gregory D, that's the first rapper ever from New Orleans to ever get signed. The High Boys, like, of course. Like, I really musically was influenced by all the great artists that was around me. Mac, Free Mac, C Murder, like, these dudes, like, New Orleans is different, because our rappers, like, you really see them out. Like, they really in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Like, chilling with us, like, smoking with us, like, playing ball with us. Like, you know, that's just our spirit. We never really leave. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do, but I mean, like, for the rappers that we do see, like, we really connected with them. Like, you know, they really still in the neighborhood and stuff like that. So I always admired that about, like, our artists from New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Just, like, going to a second line and seeing Juvie, seeing C Murder out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just special to me. Like, and then when I started going to other cities and seeing they rappers wasn't like that with their communities, like, it was like, I mean, Florida, I've seen it like that too. But other places, you know, I just like, y'all don't know him? Like, y'all, he don't, you know, like, it's baffling to me because that's normal in our culture. So, right. That's what I was influenced by. Still influenced by it. Like, Juvie, of course. All that.
So what's the music scene like in New Orleans today?
Me. You hear me? You hear me? The music scene like me. I feel like I'm New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Like, not knocking nobody else or what they doing, but, you know, come see what I'm doing and you'll understand why I'm saying that. But for the most part, like, it's real competitive there, more than you can imagine, for the competitiveness of what's going on in the city compared to, like, what the industry shine on us. It ain't making sense. Cause we got so much talent in the city. It's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, crazy. It's a grocery list of artists that's just so talented. Like our music, like we connected with that jazz and the bounce and all this stuff combined us up to make our sound what it is. And it's special for the artists that do understand it. Like it's a few, like my dog AP9 understand it. Jack Joe understand it. That's me, an ex-son. That's my homeboy. We from the same neighborhood. And, you know, like it's a few artists that do understand it. For those that do, like, and producers too. Like a lot of producers understand it. R.I.P. Nayo, K. Margo, Knowledge, she understand it. You know, for the people that understand where our culture from, is beautiful. But I think like we need redirection toward our sound so the industry can understand. Because all the beats on the radio now is like the New Orleans, doom, 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 like in the beats and all that. Like, and it's like they doing that, but nobody like they not grabbing the authenticity from it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got Houston rappers doing it, you got Philly rappers doing it, you got Cali rappers doing it. But when we do it, it's too New Orleans. Like I sat in the label before and played them right before Drake dropped the Nights for What, the New Orleans sound songs. Like, you know, shout out to Drizzy. You know what I'm saying? Much love for him doing that. R.I.P. Fitwell Weeby. Like they tied that in together. He tapped in with the culture. That's respect. And I love that. But the label told me that I sound too New Orleans. For Drake to come back like maybe like 6 months to a year later and do the same type of sound, and it's the hottest thing on sliced bread, is show me the power of branding. I was like, I gotta fucking make myself a household name to be able to do that. Like, you know how powerful that is to not be from somewhere, to tap into the culture, and the world love it, and you not from there. Like, that's fucking genius. Like, you know, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to be that for my city, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, the brand ambassador for it. So,
what do you think it's going to take to get that spotlight back on New Orleans? Where the labels aren't overlooking the talent out there.
That's a fucking amazing question. If I had the answer, they'll be there right now. But I really think it's going to take, for them to recognize that these, to be honest with themselves, that these sounds coming from New Orleans, it's going to take the full founders that paved the way for this shit to tap in a little more too. Like the guys that put New Orleans on a map, it's going to take for them to kind of step in a little bit. Like, you know, I don't, like, me personally as an artist, I don't want no handout, like, you know, from nobody, but I can't do it alone. Like, I can do what I can do, but it definitely takes a different type of power to make certain things happen, like to transition over that I don't have. If I had it, the spotlight will be on my city right now, but I'm working on it, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's just something that's just the powers that be, like the universe gotta line up for that shit. And, you know, whenever it does, like our city gotta just continue to progress to be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Artists like me, I'm progressing to be ready for it, like, you know. So I think it's gonna take a few combination of those things, and it's gonna happen because everything come back to the origin all the time. That's just the way shit works. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. All right, talk to us about this upcoming project, the
Murder Cappy, man. The Murder Cappy embodies New Orleans to the core. The production was like hand seasoned with all New Orleans flavors. Like, you know what I'm saying? The name of the songs are P. Miller, Baby, Feel I Feel, L.O.G., what else? Hot Boys. Like, the titles are artists that came before me, like showing homage to them. And it's the new Orleans sound, like the sound that I think other artists should tap into more. Like, I ain't saying sound like me, I'm saying sound like us. That's part of the industry, understanding the flavor. You know what I'm saying? This project is basically about like coming from the Murder Cappy, because when I grew up, New Orleans was the murder capital, so that energy stood out. You know what I'm saying? From like we still had that same type of energy. Like, you still can die on a spot there, like letting people know like it's serious here. And at the same time, we need to rise above that, even if we could rise above it through the music, like, but making people aware, letting them know that it's serious at the same time. And paying homage to all the artists that came before me. That's the Murder Cappy all about. It's about New Orleans. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm just the voice.
Why do you think there is so much violence in the city?
Man, it's in our DNA, man. Like, we was taught wrong. Like, we was taught bust a head if you feel played. Like, straight up. There's no talking about anything. Like, so I think it's just a product of our environment. Like, if somebody was taught hatred for 50 years, 100 years, 200 years, like, you know, it's just kind of like what's going on with the country right now. It's just kind of hard to untrain that mind thought. Like, it's kind of hard to untrain a mind thought of somebody that if somebody step on your sneakers, like, to not have a conversation to knock him out, and then it's training his mind, I ain't about to let nobody play me, so now he just shot him in the club. You know, it's just simplicity of lack of communication. Like, and I think that's why we're so passionate, like where I'm from. It's just a passion that we carry in everything we do that we don't have balance over. And I think that I think we need to be more vocal and talk about it, like artists like me talking about the issues that we deal with internally, with not understanding that we dealing with issues and not knowing how to simply communicate, and, like, you know, hopefully it'll change. And then some of this shit just inherited. Like, if two different neighborhoods don't get along and so many brothers from this neighborhood died and so many sisters from this neighborhood died, it's kind of like, there's no amending that shit. Like, you know, if you killed 10 of my cousins and I killed 3 of your brothers, and, you know, some of that shit is just inherited. I think a serious sit down need to happen with people that run these communities, and in a positive and negative way, however you want to look at the polarity of things. I think politicians need to sit down with head leaders of the streets of the neighborhood and talk about these issues and work out programs to bettering and, like, money circulating. Because when there ain't no money, that's when more murder go happen. So it's just a whole process of things that need to happen that's just beyond 1 or 2 generations. You know what I'm saying? So I think if you ask me that question, that's just a part of why the murder rate is the way it is in my city, and why things just the way it is. It's just a lot of shit that gotta happen, that gotta change, that we all gotta come together on. All
right, talk to us about your single, Like Baby.
Like Baby, man. Like Baby was basically me. I always felt like I'm gonna stunt like Baby when I grow up. I'm gonna do this shit like Baby in my own way. I can't fucking buy 30 cars, but I got 3 of them motherfuckers, you feel me? Like, you know, I ain't got platinum, but I got yellow diamonds, I got yellow golds, you feel me? So it was about me embodying the influence that Baby had on my life and Baby got on my style. Like, I wouldn't have these diamonds in my teeth if I wasn't for that dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't drive all these fucking cars and, you know what I'm saying, stunting and pull out money and start counting it and all this shit I be doing. I wouldn't do that shit if it wasn't for that dude. So that single was basically about, like, paying homage to somebody that seriously influenced me. You know what I'm saying? Seen the video?
Yeah. Shit's hard.
Yeah.
It's like the old Big Times video.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a release date in mind for the project?
I'm gonna release the first week of September.
Okay.
Yeah, first week of September.
So real soon.
I ain't pressed on the exact dates because the mixing process been excruciating, man. And then I've been dealing with, like, some clearance shit. So I just been like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like, I ain't had to do this shit. What the fuck is this shit? What is the clearance? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been having to do my fucking homework and sit down and understand shit that I ain't never had to understand before. But that's just all a part of growth. You know, and I recommend any artist, don't be me. Like, learn that shit before you get in that shit, you feel me? Like, you know, yeah, so that's why the date ain't solidified yet, but it's definitely like the project done. I'm just really like just going back and mixing, man. That shit is a process.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, that shit is science. I don't know how motherfucking engineers do that shit.
Me neither.
Yeah, I'm serious. Yep.
You got your own label, right?
Right. I'm on a label. I'm co-CEO. Me and K-Mar Gold. We got from PGM probably like about, I don't know how many years ago. It's been some years though, but yeah, it's my own label. Yep.
PGM?
Yeah, PGM, Fly Gang Mafia.
Okay.
PHLY, not FLY. Yeah.
Any other artists on the label, or is it just you?
Right now, man, it's just me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm not at that point. I was at that point where I was like trying to deal with artists, but like I was like, all right, like I got a different type of work ethic, and I was like, all right, if somebody don't match my work ethic, like why am I? You know, like the day I find an artist that match my work ethic, got the look I got, serious about his craft, I'll fucking stop rapping. Like I really would, because I'm definitely more on the CEO end at this point. And like writing, like I've been really doing a lot of writing for people lately. You know what I'm saying? Like writing songs and formulating shit that's not for me. So I'm just at a different space, like transitioning. So like basically some shit like Ross be doing, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm transitioning over, I got these businesses, you know, like I ain't tripping. I'm tripping because I won't do what I need to do. But like, if I could find somebody that do what I do, I ain't tripping. But for right now, it's just me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. All right. How many kids you got?
I got 4 kids, man.
4 kids.
Yeah, 4 kids, man. 4 kids.
What has being a father taught you about life?
Being a father probably was the greatest lesson I ever learned in my life. It taught me the value of life and the gift of life at the same time. Like, you know, ain't nothing more cooler than that shit, man. Just spending time with my daughters, going to the mall, taking them go get their little nails done, talking to my sons, like teaching them about manhood, teaching them about honoring your word, shit like that. Like, that's probably my greatest accomplishment in my life, being a father. Hands down. Hands down.
That's it. All right, got a new project on the way. What else you working on right now?
Man, I was working on a documentary for the project and a movie for the project also.
Okay.
So I've been dabbling in film and basically like just making everything make sense business-wise. Like, you know, like working on the next level or whatever I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I got several businesses I deal with, trying to next level them shits. If I made 5 figures, I want 6 this year. If I made 6, I want 7 this year. Just working on being better in all overall aspects of anything I do. So that's just what I've been working on, progression really. And like I've been doing this lately too. Like I've been asking my kids like now what they want to do. I'm like, hey, what you want to do? And as soon as they tell me their interest, I go get them an LLC and don't ask me for no money. Call me when you need to re-up. Just teaching them ownership, like at this age. And so when they get about fucking half of my age, they gonna be like, shit, I don't need you. Shit, I don't need you. Appreciate you giving me the game to fish. You gave me the fishing pool. Yeah. So that's what I've been working on too, on top of working on myself, you feel me?
Real shit right there.
Yep.
All right, Jay, any shout outs before we get you out of here?
I like to send a big, gigantic shout out to me. I love you so much, man. Without you, we wouldn't be here. And I appreciate you. And to all the people that support me from day one, thank y'all. I'm going to just keep it like that. My mama. Shout out to my mama. My mama really like made me come here and slick side behave, man. I had a big old elaborate plan to pull out my diamond tester. And she was like, don't do that. So shout out my mom for always being that voice of reason in my head, because I'm always ready to go on 10. But she always like remind me that I got a bigger calling than whatever I want to do. And, you know, shout out to my mom for anybody. and my badass kids. I love y'all.
I'm in the mood, I'm pulling up, I'm dropping purple pickle. When I hit her from the back, she said it's dick official. When I smack her on the ass and made the pussy whistle, she said you